Christyn, it's Bob Joyce on the radio. Christyn and Evina. Had them all the way, right? You had them all the way, right?
I'm sorry, you said it one more time?
Yeah, so both of you. You had this game all the way, right? I'm saying that jokingly.
Oh. Sorry.
Christyn, let me ask you. I mean, Baylor does not give up 19-0 runs. It's just unheard of. What did it feel like to go on that run when Didi went down and the entire game changed?
Yeah, I mean, we were struggling to begin with. So it felt really good to, get into a flow of things on the offensive end. And they went on a run. So our focus was to go down there and get a stop and then go down there and score. And that's exactly what we did. And that just changed the whole, momentum of the game.
Evina, you were -2 on the boards. That was a big point of emphasis tonight, trying to hang with them on the glass. You guys got to be pretty proud of what you did.
No, most definitely. I think everyone's just soaking it in right now. Still, 13 straight Final Four appearances. 10 of us have never been in this position at all. So it's just very surreal right now. Just kind of, like I said, just taking it all in. And at the end of the day, we're just glad that, we came into the locker room as winners.
What was the message from Coach when Baylor started to make their run late in the game to attempt to keep your poise and try to finish this thing off?
It was more of us. We kind of just had a look on our faces and almost like we just weren't there. We weren't together like we should have been. But, when we started knocking down shots and playing great defense, we're like, oh, okay. And we all just started coming back to realize, who we really are. And, okay, let's just win this game. Let's stop playing around. So not playing around, but let's do this. Let's do this for real.
Congratulations,
you guys
ladies.
Said all season long, Evina, that your offense starts with your defense. How important was it to dig in there defensively for that 18-0 run, 19-0 run?
Yeah, they're big. Kudos to them. They're just giving it to their players down low, and they're tough and they're strong down there. They're very physical. So when Aaliyah got her 2 quick fouls and we lost one of our physical guys, that was tough for us. So having her come back in and giving us like the tough edge that we needed down there, as well as Liv, and them just competing and constantly just crashing with their bigs, making an emphasis on boxing out. Just at the end of the game, every play mattered. It obviously, as everyone saw, it came down to the wire.
Christyn, can you talk about
at the Journal-Inquirer? 2-part question. First, did you consider missing that last free throw with 0.8 of a second left so that Baylor couldn't inbound the ball? Second part is, we've talked about defense all season. How ironic was it that your season came down to a defensive stop?
Well, first off, Coach told me to miss the second one, and then he quickly changed his mind and told me to make both. So that was a thought, but he switched it. And then the second part, defense was what changed the game today. If it didn't start on the defensive end, our offense would have never flowed. And again, we got stops. That was the main focus, is to get stops and get them off the board, and then push it. And that's exactly what we did, and it worked in our favor.
Christyn, you've talked all season about how if one player's struggling, the other players pick that player up. Towards the end of the game, you missed a few free throws, you missed a layup or two, and then the defense picked you up at the end. And what did Coach say to you? We all saw him saying something to you at the end of the game and hugging you. What was that conversation like? And how about your teammates picking you up there?
Yeah, I was devastated that I missed those 2 free throws. I mean, those were big. They could have very well went down there and scored, and we could have easily lost the game. And, as a junior on the team, I was supposed to step up and knock those in, but I didn't. But my teammates had my back, and they constantly encouraged me, especially this one. But I came back and knocked at least one in. And Coach, he's just basically telling me that I can't start off how I started, because I wasn't very there in the first half. But he was very proud of me that I switched things around, and that a year ago I would have just let the whole game just go bad for me. But that's growth in my game that I quickly switched it around. And basically he said that I control my destiny. And yeah.
Hey guys, in that 19-0 run, Paige I think had 10 of those points, and I know you guys have seen her do, like we've all seen her do, clutch things all season. But for her to do that, literally on like a winner go home situation as a freshman, never having been there before, I mean, was that just like, yeah, that's what Paige does, or how? Like, where does that come from her, from what you've seen?
We know to be successful, there's certain people that have to score, and she's one of them. We know she's gonna knock down big shots, big threes. And at that point in the game, we needed threes to come back down by 11, 13, whatever it was. So we knew kind of just going out, it was just kind of an unsaid thing. All right, we need threes. Let's go to our best 3-point shooter on the team. So just getting her open. They go under a screen. She was able to knock it down. Like, okay, here she go. Yeah. So then just continue to feed her, set screens, and just get her open. If she misses it, try to get the offensive rebound, but then come down and get a defensive stop. That is what she does. She makes plays for us every game. She has been doing that throughout the season.
And to add to that, we do game like scenarios in practice, and she does it in practice. So we're not surprised that she stepped up in a big game like this, because that's just what Paige does.
Mm-hmm.
How different did things feel? I think you guys are still down, I think it was 10 with like 2 minutes left in the third. And then by the end of the third, it was a 2-point game. And Christyn, you had a big shot too in that stretch too. And did it just feel like, okay, like we've made this a 1-possession game. Like this is, it was such a huge momentum swing. It seemed like, how did you guys just kind of be able to build off of that?
Well, I'd say, so coach said that we had this look on our face and a timeout, and it was like we thought the game was over. And so that was just kind of a reality check for us, I think, because we're fighters, like we're not going to give up. And so after I hit that 3, Paige came down and hit another 3, and that's 6 points right there. So that just, the momentum just changed, and we never gave up, because that's just something that we don't do. And we got that belief back and changed the whole game.
Going into the fourth quarter, I think we all looked at the scoreboard and we're like, oh, okay, yeah, here we go.
Because then the game, like, we're down by so much, but in reality, we're still right there.
Yeah.
I mean, how proud are, especially you guys of junior leaders, that your team was able to not let that get out of hand, right? Like, especially on the backs of the foul trouble you guys had, Aaliyah coming in, eventually making a big basket. I think her basket was the one that gave you guys the lead for good. Paige doing what she did. Just that you were all, even if you're younger and more inexperienced, that you were able to not lose your composure.
I think we've been doing that throughout the year. We've been through so much adversity and been tested a lot, and in practice as well. So, coming into the game, and there's way more Baylor fans than UConn fans, and it felt like an away game almost. Everyone's against us, but we're like, at the end of the day, all we need is us. All we need is ourselves, and as long as we're all connected, like Coach says before every game on the court, we're really hard team to beat. And so there's a little moment right there where we weren't all connected, and then we eventually found all of our way back to each other. So our younger guys know, being young isn't an excuse, and we haven't been using that excuse throughout the season. So they're mature enough to understand, like, okay, 11 is enough. If we go down by any more, they're a tough team as well, and they're gonna keep trying to put it on us, as we were in the first quarter there. So it's just, we've been through it. We've been through things like this, and we're able to push through.
Evina, did you enjoy the physicality of the game?
What was that?
Did you enjoy the physicality of the game and the way it was officiated?
Oh, most definitely. I'd rather the officials call, just let us play. We're females, but we're very athletic, just like guards are. So I'd rather them just let us play than them just call like ticky-tack stuff. Or, but no, it felt good. Obviously, both teams are going to feel like there's missed calls here, missed calls there. But I think overall, it was a good game.
Christyn, can you address that, please?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very physical game, and we knew that coming in, that we were going to have to be aggressive, especially like on the boards. But like she said, I'd rather it be very, very physical than it be tic-tac fouls because, like, I was playing the same defense that I did in the first game, and I had 1 foul, and I had 2 fouls early on in the first game. So I feel like the refs, like, switched.
Yeah. I think it just depends, like, who's playing, I feel like. Okay, you come versus Baylor.
Yeah, because it was physical. There were a lot of no calls.
A lot of no calls.
So I'd rather that, though.
Evina, as you said, most of you guys have not been to a Final Four before, and including yourself. What's it feel like? I mean, you kind of used to this, but you aren't.
No, not at all. I know I was telling the team in the huddle on the court after we had won, the farthest I have ever gotten was the second round. So I haven't even been to a Sweet 16 out of Elite 8. So this is my first kind of time to everything. But it felt very surreal out there. I was just trying to take everything in as I still am. But you know, obviously we're not finished. This feels amazing, but we have a lot more work to do. And you know, a bigger goal in mind. You know, that's what we came here to do. So
it's okay
definitely
to celebrate today.
No, yeah, we're gonna celebrate.
And tomorrow.
We're
But
gonna
then
celebrate.
after tomorrow, then we're back on it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna celebrate.
We're gonna celebrate.
But we do have unfinished business.
Do you think it helps to have been in a close game going into the Final Four? Does it help your confidence? Does it help you guys know that that you can win in the Final Four?
I think every game differs, whether it's close or it's you know, you're up by 40 or whatever. You have to come ready to play, no matter who you're playing. As we've seen in throughout March, you know, any team can lose at any point in time. So you just have to come ready to play.
Can you guys just talk about what happened on, like, what was the plan going in on that last possession, and then just what went through your head as it unfolded live?
Talking about when they had the ball on offense.
The possession where Carrington shot it and didn't make it, that more or less ended the game.
Well, our goal was to get a stop. What was that? We were up by 1.
Up by 1.
So we didn't obviously want any threes, but we knew they were going to drive the ball, and we knew probably Carrington was going to drive. I think I was guarding her, and we switched.
Mm-hmm.
So the backside help was ready, and Liv and Aaliyah were back there, and they had their hands up, and there was a no call, and I got the rebound.
Yeah. We knew the ball was probably going to go into her hands, as it was all game. So just being ready for her, to whether she was trying to drive to the basket or try to get a shot like she did. But like Steve said, you know, our backside help, they were there.
They were there. They were ready.
Can you guys talk about what you did to contain Nalissa?
I think just our posts are just being really, really physical with her. We knew that, you know, their post players are going to be go-to people for them. So, you know, our plan was to have them just have a hand in front and us be help on the backside. They're not a really good 3-point shooting team. I think the only one who hit one was Carrington. Carrington hit maybe 2, and then Moon hit 1. And other than that, I don't think anyone else had a 3. So they definitely just want to get it to the basket and get it to the post so they can just get it to the basket and get layups all day. So we knew that was going to be a big thing. So just having backside help for them, and trying to force a 3 for the most part, especially on her.
Our original plan was to double them. But
double her?
Yeah, but we didn't. We just played her straight up.
Yeah.
Aaliyah, that's how physical Aaliyah is.
Yeah.
So.
Evina, can you talk about Aubrey Griffin's performance off the bench? I think she drew a couple of charges during that big run, and to come in a tough spot, you know, when Aaliyah got in foul trouble.
I can't stress enough like how huge that was. It was incredible having her come out there, because we needed stops. And you know, we'd come down, hit a 3. Okay, we need to stop here. That was as much as important it was for us to score, was her getting those charges. And it just gave us another boost of energy, another boost, like, okay, like, let's just do this, let's finish this out. So for her to do that, I mean, it was incredible. We couldn't be any more proud of her. So I'm just,
Gosh. That was big.
It was
she
big.
got 2 of them in the momentum,
The momentum definitely changed for us. Yeah.
Because we get energy in regular games when somebody take a charge.
Yeah, but we needed those.
Can't wait to rewatch this game.
No, oh my gosh. I'm just glad it's over. Just glad it's over.
Woo.
Sorry, are there any other questions for these two?
Me too. Having a conversation.
Yeah. So what you get for dinner? I got ribs.
For you guys,
Yep.
for
Did the Nets survive?
the Nets are still up.
Huh?
Did you notice that it's been a UConn thing for a little over a decade now that they don't cut down the nets unless it's the national championship? And what do you think of that?
I may be new to the team, but I know the ways. Okay.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that was people do that.
What, cut down Final Four nets?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't cut down the net at the Big East tournament either. You know, we cut down. We know what net we want to cut down. So, and I think that's been the emphasis all season. So I wasn't really surprised. But like I said, this is my first kind of go around with things. But I knew that coming in. At the end of the game, I knew we wasn't going to cut down the net. For what?
Thank you.